Well, welcome to the Third Sunday of Lent. I'm Father Sam Fuller, a friar here at San Lorenzo in Jamaica Plain. And with this Sunday, with the readings, once again we have a theophany of God, a manifestation of God, as we have last week with the covenant with Abram and the Transfiguration. Here, the manifestation of God is with a burning bush. There is Moses just going about his business. Actually, he's on the lam. He's running away because he's a murderer. And there he is out in the desert, and lo and behold, there is this curious phenomenon. And as he says, I think I'll just sort of check this out. And sure enough, it is a burning bush. A bush which is burning, which is not being consumed. Now, before we go into this a bit more, I just wanted to say, I'm reminded a bit, there was no theophany here, but when I was first discerning a vocation, I had just completed about 5 years at a wonderful parish in Maine and was about to move to Lewiston, Maine. And I stopped in just for a farewell conversation with the DRE. And I mentioned how I was beginning to discern with the diocese. And I remember what she said, well, you know, if you're not moving forward in your spiritual life, you're not living it. And I've always kept that in mind. And so, sure enough, here is Moses, and he's befuddled. What is this phenomenon? And here he hears God calling him forth. And yet he says, well, who should I tell my people that is calling me forth? And here's where God gives his so-called name. He says, I am who I am. And so Moses says, well, okay. But yet, let's just pause a bit, because unfortunately, this is somewhat, this is the Latin translation, I am who I am. It speaks more of the very essence of God as of pure existence. But unfortunately, the tendency is to take this as a philosophical statement almost as if God exists above and beyond us. But if you take the more Hebraic translation, it really is translated as, I will be who I will be. Namely, I will be who I will be, and as you move forward, I will be with you and reveal myself to you. So it's a profound statement of relationality, of trust, and basically somewhat of a kick to Moses. Move forward, and as we move forward, I will reveal myself to you. So it's a wonderful statement, it's a profound statement not only of relationship, but also intimacy, that God will be with us, no matter what our fears are, no matter what our state in life is. I mean, God knows there was Moses running on the lam, running away as a murderer. Whatever our state in life is, if we're available, God will speak to us. And whatever our situation, whatever our complaint, whatever our emotional stress or anxiety or perhaps past history, or even hesitance, the idea is to move forward. And the more we move forward, we discover the very nature of God, not only being for us and with us, but we discover the depth of His love and of His mercy. So it's a great testament to the very nature of faith, a great call for us to move forward with trust and confidence, even if we do have fears, that God will be there with us to help us move forward. But lo and behold, here we have in the gospel the fig tree, and it seems somewhat a different nature of Christ, saying basically, well, okay, I'll give the fig tree one more year, a second chance, because the fig tree isn't bearing fruit. But then Jesus says, after 1 year, if it's not bearing fruit, I will cut it down. Well, how are we to to integrate this gospel with the first reading? I think it means that, yes, we do have a compassionate God, but there's a sense of urgency, a sense of a call for action, a call for decisiveness, but not to simply act out of our own fear or of our own agenda, but rather to continually be reminded and to place ourselves before God. To be able to know God is a sense of trust and a sense of confidence, and to move forward in His grace and mercy. Ultimately, through this Lenten journey, to know the burning bush, ultimately the burning bush not being consumed by its fire, ultimately to know the burning bush as the very cross itself, a source of infinite mercy and grace and love that can never be exhausted. The invitation for us to discover that is always there, and particularly in the season of Lent. Thank you.